What an intro. What an intro. Hello and welcome back to Kamish Reviews Movies. I know it's been like probably almost a year since I've been on here, and I'm sorry, but if you know me, you know me, you know I got a lot going on. Okay. So, talking about Halloween. Halloween ends. I was trying to figure out what am I watching? Okay. Do you remember Michael when he was a kid and he stabbed his own sister? Took out some babysitters. The only one who survived, who sat back and waited, turned her house into, I don't know, a dungeon, guns blazing. But every time, even though he was trapped in that burning house, he survived. And then her daughter, I was like, golly, she ended up dying. Laura's daughter died. I was like, wow. So, in the beginning, they showed a flashback of everything, of course, what happened before, right? But let's just get into it. Okay. The whole thing with Michael taking out Karen is, whatever. This whole entire town, everything about it, the mob at the end. I felt like this movie was rushed and put together. I'm just being honest. But I'm gonna tell you my theory. Corey, do you remember the Freddy Krueger? I cannot remember which one it was. It was the second one. Freddy Krueger wasn't really shown as a killer. Well, it was the young man. He would get in him or whatever. He was the one that was doing the killing. That's what this movie reminded me of. When the director tries to figure something out, try to be different, try to be flash in the pans, and then it's trash. Because that version of Freddy Krueger was trash. So Laurie, as she went around town, almost everybody who survived blamed her. Everyone who saw her, anybody who saw her. I know it's black people, a lot. It was like, well, in that small town, 3, 4, 5 was a lot. Pretty much saying you should have left him alone, left him in a coma. You shouldn't have agitated him. If it wouldn't been for you messing with him, we would not be going through this. I never understood why she was so drawn to Corey. And I thought about it. Maybe it reminded her of her brother. In the beginning of the movie, Corey, they show him being the babysitter. The little kid is like, Michael Myers is coming, but he won't kill me. He kills babysitters. Little bad kid. Mother and the husband went to go to a Halloween party. Well, he decides to lock Corey in a closet. He scared him. Couldn't find him. All kind of noise going on. The knife on the table was gone, making noises. Doors are opening. He's babysitting a little kid. He don't know what's going on. Then he tricks him. He goes upstairs. The little kid closed the door, locks it. He starts freaking out. Let me out, like anybody would. The parents are coming up slowly, very slowly, as she opens the door. He takes his foot and rams it to the door so hard that when he kicked the door, it ended up pushing the little boy off the top of the stairs. And that was it. From that moment on, the entire town hated him. No matter what he did, they hated him. He just kept his head down, went to work or whatever went to work. He didn't do anything extra because of it. He was a pariah in the town. See, Michael Myers allegedly disappeared. Nobody paid attention to him. You heard the DJ on the radio station talk about him, but other than that, not many people spoke about Michael Myers as if he was gone, as if he disappeared, and that's when they all got comfortable. But Laura, you are to blame for some of this stuff because you saw your brother. I repeat, I feel like she saw her brother in Corey and wanted to help Corey. That's why when she saw him getting beat up by the other kids because they wanted him to buy them beer because they weren't of age and they saw him walking by and was like, hey, can you buy me a beer? He ended up cutting himself on the glass on the ground. Throughout the movie, because he went to the sewer and saw Michael. I love the beginning of the movie. Laurie, she's just, of course, it's showing her 4 years later. Beautiful outside. She's writing a memoir, baking pies for Allison, and flirting with Deputy Hawkins. I liked it there. I was like, okay. Corey was the one that the whole entire movie was about. Nobody wanted to be around him as it was. And then he got completely obsessed with Michael. Michael's in the sewer like Jason. I was trying to understand because they're trying to say, like, I maybe they're saying that was Corey evil? Was he born evil? Did he become evil because of his actions of his life? Then her granddaughter starts to date him, not knowing that he's killed a few people. The guy, the creepy guy, I kept saying dad, I don't know who he was. He ended up killing him. Well, actually, Michael Myers killed him more than one time. Whoa. Sorry about that, y'all. Something spilled over here. I was like, what? What is going on? So trying to say, and the way they wrote this, like this is not a fantasy. Like you're trying to say that he passed, Michael Myers passed all his evil doings, all his things on to Corey because they hung out. Laurel saw him walking, was like, that's Michael Myers. His face, everything. And I'm like, come on, y'all. I'm like, are you serious right now? Is that what you're telling me? That he has passed on his evilness. Excuse me. He's passed on his evilness, and that's why Corey the way he is. everyone has a different opinion about this because it's crazy what they're trying to push to us as a movie, as a storyline. Because towards the end, his character did change. Corey was very arrogant. He was mean. He was trying to run things. In the beginning, he was so timid and quiet. He wouldn't hurt or flee. But then all of a sudden, you saw him grabbing people, getting angry, standing up. Jew. I was like, where was all the smoke in the beginning? So maybe they're trying to paint the narrative that yes, the reason why he is so different and so whatever is because Michael Myers influenced him. That evil can be influenced that way. That a person can become evil just by being around somebody else. How can we put that as a narrative, as a scary movie? I'm not sure what you guys think. I'm looking forward to seeing what you guys think about in the comics. Comments, I'm sorry. One of the killing that I thought was crazy was the killing of the DJ. That was insane. When the DJ's tongue was on the record, as the needle was going around, you could hear plop. I was like, this fool's stupid. I can't. I really want to get to actually the end. Okay. The end. As the granddaughter decides she wants to run off with Corey and not listen to her grandmother, right? Corey is on the deep end. He is crazy. He breaks into Lauren, and I said, mind you, he tries to turn the grandmother. All right, she was like, the granddaughter's like, oh, I know you was at the mother's house. All this crazy stuff. I'm like, man, and the mama crazy too. Corey mama. She kissed him on the lips. They didn't want him to go anywhere. Something about that situation wasn't right as well. So Laura's like she wants to allegedly take her own life. Then all of a sudden, she turns around like, "You think I'm gonna do this to myself?" She takes out, well, tries to take it. Not well, Corey. He's on the floor. It was Corey with the Halloween mask. Then he says, "If I can't have her," and tries to do himself. Then, of course, when Allison comes over, she's thinking that Laurie did it. Good looks bad. That's exactly what he wanted. He would just see he was so different. So Allison at the radio station, she gets a call that because Officer Frank was like, it's a suicide call. Grandma and Michael Myers, they have it. It's the final situation in the kitchen. Boo, 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 boo. Of course, Laurie gets thrown around like she ain't nothing. But she was fighting. Fighting for her life, fighting for her granddaughter's life, fighting for everybody else who was left. So, Sheriff Barker, they said they're going to take him. They put him in the hood of his car, took him to the junkyard, and threw him in a metal shredder. Allison decides to leave. How do you feel? How do you feel? How do you feel? Laura finishes a book. Doorbell rings. It's Frank dropping off some vegetables. Of course, Laurie talks about the cherry blossom I spoke about earlier. They sit on the porch. Everything looks beautiful, and all of a sudden, we see Halloween ends, and it shows a Halloween mask. I'm like, what does that even mean? So I think Corey staying in that same town, being treated the way he was treated, was an easy way for him to become what he did. He was traumatized of the incident that happened on Halloween night. He never healed from it. It was just a lot. So, anywho, that's pretty much it on Halloween. I haven't done a recap review in a while, so I hope you guys enjoy this. I'll see y'all next time. I guess somewhere we're gonna do more Halloween stuff anyway coming up.